brought to you by TELUS.
Hi, I'm Mike Agarbo.
And I'm Mariam Murtosh.
And welcome to AppTV. Today we're focusing in on the apps that deal with one of the human senses, my second favorite next to taste.
Okay, these are the apps that deal with your eyes. It's all visual today, my friends, so don't blink or you might miss something.
To start things off, let's have a look at an app that comes standard on iPhones, iPod Touches, and iPads. Welcome to Photos.
As the name implies, the app lets you access your photos. Now, it won't let you make a photo album on your device, but you can make a slideshow, use a picture as wallpaper, and even email a photo or two to a friend.
Pinch to zoom in on your picture, finger swipe to navigate through your pics, and double tap to fill the screen with the photo of your choice.
Here's something super cool. By clicking on the Places tab, you can see a map that not only shows you where the photos in your photo library were taken, but also the exact photos that were snapped there.
That's a great way to get started, but there's a lot more to see on our tour of visual apps.
We're moving from the pictures you take to the pictures you make, with a look at some drawing apps that can really bring out the artist in anyone.
The sky's the limit when it comes to all the things we can do with technology these days, but even with all those options, some of us just want to draw. But you don't need a pencil and a pad of paper anymore. With the help of a few good apps, you can do all that on your iPad. Don't believe me? Then check out these next apps. Starting off is Brushes. This app is a bit of a celebrity in the art world. It was used to create 4 different covers for the New Yorker magazine, and it won the Apple Design Award for 2010. Brushes uses the iPad's touchscreen interface as a drawing canvas. Of course, there are some serious features that come with an app like this. There are 19 brushes at your disposal, as well as a playback feature, a zoom capacity of 3200%, a toggle visibility feature, and opacity adjustment features. But these features are only there to assist you in the creative process. The drawing apps rely on you to meet them halfway. You can certainly adjust and mess with the work of art you've created, but you need to create something to get the full use of the app's abilities. Next on the canvas is Sketchbook Pro. This app is no slouch either, as it was Macworld's Drawing App of the Year for 2010. Similar to Brushes, Sketchbook Pro gives you a canvas on which to create. Whether you're a graphics designer, professional artist, or just enjoy doodling and sketching, Sketchbook Pro lets you create on the go. The features here are similar, but you have 75 brushes rather than the 19 that Brushes has. There are pencils, pens, stamps, markers, and a smear tool, and a whole bunch more. And just like Brushes, you can adjust the opacity, rotate, reorder, and scale. There's also a text tool with all the fonts on your tablet at your disposal. Looking closer, you'll find that these apps share some of the same problems, like price and the iPad's lack of pressure sensitivity. But the pros still outweigh the cons. Sketchbook Pro is definitely easier to learn on and therefore less frustrating to create on. It also offers a wider range of artistic tools like brushes and markers with which to create. Lastly, options that you have when exporting your final masterpiece are also greater on the Sketchbook Pro. Other things that both of these apps share is the need for the user to be artistic and to create something. Let your artistic genius flow and illustrate to the world the true power of art in the purest form. I call this one Frozen Darkness, and this one Love in the Springtime.
They're a little off the beaten path, and they may even seem downright strange to some. You can use many words to define them, but uninteresting isn't one of them. Here are our Hot 5 experimental apps. Starting things off is Uzu. This app is best described as a kinetic multi-touch particle visualizer. What does that mean? Particles will twirl in a vortex of color and motion. You can control these particles by swiping along the screen. Multiple touch points will produce unique effects. You can even freeze your effect in 3D for even more mind-blowing visual action. Next is Record Makers, an app that combines surreal art with a 3-slide mix and match game. With just a swipe of your finger, you can combine surreal images by mixing up the top, middle, and bottom sections of the screen. Mix and match to create strange and, dare I say, psychedelic images of all sorts, shapes, and sizes. Far out. Moving on, we have Wind Tunnel. Draw obstacles and watch in wonderment as the fluid flows around the object you've just created. Adjust the wind speed or just kick back and relax with free mode. Create objects of different sizes and shapes and watch the effects unfold. Next up is Animation Creator. Have you always wanted to be an animator? Now you can become one in that old-fashioned flipbook style. Using the brush tool, you can draw frame by frame. The onion skinning feature allows you to lay your previous frame under the frame you're working on, creating a more fluid action. Once your sequence is finished, hit play and watch it all come to life. Disney, here we come. And finally, we have MyReef 3D Aquarium. This app is ideal for those of us who'd love to own a giant saltwater aquarium, but don't want the mess, the cleaning, or even the hundreds of dollars to purchase and maintain one. You don't have to go 20,000 leagues under anything for this experience.
Looking good is always in fashion, and keeping ahead of the style curve isn't an easy thing to do, trust me. Some of the most contemporary art being done right now is out on the runways. Fashion design is more than just a topic for a reality show or tantrums from prima donnas, and designing outfits takes a massive amount of creativity. Believe it or not, you can get into this world and check it out all for yourself with a little app. Meet Style Studio. As you can probably guess, Style Studio is a fashion design app, and it can help declare war on any wardrobe. And this isn't about mixing and matching what you already own. This is about creating from scratch. The Style Studio is a place to actually design clothing. From dresses to suits, shirts to scarves, you can personalize designs with an array of different style options. There are 75 base clothing choices to start you off, including accessories. And this isn't just limited to the ladies. The app also includes male fashions as well. Experiment with color, material, and designs to make your trend-setting, one-of-a-kind fashion action come to life. Once you have something put together, head into dress-up mode to see what your creation looks like on a model. Turn your designs into magazine covers and photo shoots. You can even import your own photos to turn you and your friends into fashion models. Style Studio is fun to play around with just because there are so many variations and outfits to create. The app is intuitive and easy to use and surprisingly flexible. You won't be pulling a Naomi Campbell waiting for this app to load. But all kidding aside, the fashion business is a serious one, and the app can be useful for any designer who wants the freedom to create on the go. See you on the runway. Coming up after the break, we'll see if an app can replace the mighty pen and paper for you writers and artists out there.
We're also going to take a look at an app that deals with tiny blobs that need to make bridges and buildings in order to survive.
That sounds surreal.
It is, it's cool. All that and a whole lot more when AppTV continues. Welcome back. The power of art should always be accessible, and now with apps like these, you can carry the tools to help create your own artwork or just access existing beautiful works of art on the go. Here are our Hot 5 art resource apps. First up is Palettes, which lets you create color palettes quickly from a website, photo, or color scheme. Export and import palettes from a range of different programs, including Photoshop and even Illustrator. Forget having to go to the paint store for color swatches, they're all right here. Next is Art. This app features the work of over 200 famous artists, complete with biographical info, galleries of their work, and links to find out even more if need be. You can also opt to save images from the web so you can create your own custom gallery. On to Tracing Paper, an app that lets you trace any photo on your phone or tablet. When you're done, save your drawings to your device and email them to the world. If people thought your photos of birthday parties were awesome, now let them marvel at your tracings of your photos of your birthday parties. Next up is Graffiti Spray Can. Fire up the app, shake the can, and start tagging. You have multiple designs, spray sizes, and colors at your fingertips. It's like being Banksy without the mess or secret identity thing. And lastly, we have Tiny Pixels. Create pixel art on the go wherever you are. Simply choose a canvas and start making that pixel icon action happen. You've got various drawing tools at your disposal, so whether you're in your Cubist phase or if you're going for more of the Warhol pop art look, you'll have the tools to make it happen.
You know how you look at some apps and you ask yourself, what were they thinking? Well, this is one of those apps, and that question will bubble up into your brain when you see it, but in a good way. Welcome to World of Goo. The first thing I have to say is that this game has a great look to it. It's fun, and the graphics really reflect that with its simple design and easy gameplay. And while the design may be simple, that doesn't mean the gameplay is. After all, it is a puzzle. The idea here is all about construction. You drag and drop little balls of goo into a formation that helps you achieve your objective. What's your objective, you ask? To fuse balls of goo into bridges and towers to overcome obstacles, of course. You need to know that there are limits here in the World of Goo. And by that, I mean you have to make it to your destination in a limited amount of moves in order to advance to the next level. Make sure you use as few blobs as possible though, because if you use too many, you'll have to start all over again. The artistic elements of the game remind me of something Tim Burton and Dr. Seuss would have created if they got together as kids. There are interesting features like OCD, obsessive completion distinction, that allow you to retry levels by going faster or using fewer moves before you reach the escape pipe. As you can probably tell just by looking at it, it's a physics-based puzzle game. And like most games, the levels get tougher and tougher as you move along. But as you advance, you also gather more balls of goo, which you can keep in your World of Goo corporation. I mean, who doesn't have one of those these days? In your corporation, you can challenge other players to a building competition and win by building the tallest tower. World of Goo has 4 chapters and close to 50 levels to play through. As I said, the game gets tougher as you move along with obstacles like cogwheels, spikes, water, and even rotating saws. With those dangers in mind, ask yourself if you're up to the challenge of building structures out of living blobs of protoplasma that have a need to constantly escape the area they occupy through drain pipes. I can't believe this isn't in production as a feature film yet.